The remains of late Mrs Victoria Obinwa Edeh have been laid to rest at Onwa Bandago Akpogo in Nkanu West local government area of Enugu State on the 2nd of August 2024. Born to the family of late Chief Agunwu Buano of Obuno Akpogo in 1952, Mrs. Obinwa started her early life learning and doing business with her parents. Along the line, she met and married her husband, Chief Boniface Edeh, who was also a businessman. After marriage, Obinwa Edeh moved to her husband's village in Onwaba, where she worked so hard to support her husband financially that she deployed all the business strategies she had acquired from her parents, producing one of the best-selling detergents in the village. In addition to being an industrious and hard-working woman, late Mrs. Victoria, before her demise, was a strong Christian and a baptized Catholic. She was an active member of Holy Angels Catholic Church in Diago. She was also a member of various prayer groups in the church. The interment of late Mrs. Obinwa Edeh began with a holy mass officiated by the parish priest of Holy Angels Catholic Church, Onwaba Ndiago, in a tribute. The first son of the family, Mr. Tony Edeh, who described his mother as a peaceful woman, prayed that she would be granted a final resting place in heaven.
Today is the burial day of my mother, Mrs. Victoria Edeh, who passed away a few months ago after a brief illness. Growing up with her in this village taught me a whole lot that have helped me in navigating my life. And it's interesting also to tell you that she's a very peaceful woman. She fought for the powerless while she was alive. While she was alive, she was very active in the Catholic Church. And not just being present in their activities, but she practiced Christianity in reality. And this is why also personally I feel that the only compensation she can get after all this is to have a final resting place in peace.
One of the daughters of Mrs. Obinwa, Miss Adanna Edeh, while affirming her exceptional qualities, described how her mother encouraged and guided her while also praying for God to accept her soul and give her eternal rest.
My mother, she was not just like a mother. She was a mother, a friend, encourager, advisor. She was my winter jacket. My mother was all. She tried to reach out to families, friends, anybody that comes around her was engaged and partnered with her knowledge, with her word of encouragement. In business, in all areas, in teaching people how to do business, in teaching people how to manage their family, help their husband in bringing up their kids. Indeed, my mother was a wonderful. No human being on earth can replace her. The vacuum she created.
Similarly, the last child of the deceased, Miss Kate Ifoma, said her mother was a compassionate woman who left an unforgettable legacy and prayed to God to grant her peace.
I've never seen a woman like her. I wish to keep living with her all my life, but it's unfortunate that it doesn't. So she has done a lot of things, not only for people. There are people now that she's feeding, that is feeding from her. And I'm just, if I sit down alone, I'll begin to think how they go. That I know that God will console everybody, and He was still. She has done so good. My mom, I don't think that thing was what is like. So I'm not surprised. So she's the family, and my prayer for her is that Jesus will rest in her.
Mr. Agu Jacob, a younger brother to the deceased, described his sister as well respected in the family due to her selfless attitude and prayed to God to accept her soul and grant her eternal rest.
That's why I want to respect here. Personally, more respect here. The body too. And I want a problem, you will. I want man up bag. I have to go to Panky, that's solve one kiki first. You want that? I solve a chunk ago, where Malazam or I solve look here. You want to go? Yeah, but why? I was a real kata. Manayara Ajuchu because no me go no. If it is I what they do now, in beginning, it's here. Yeah, respect I was in the year of ma. I say, okay, why?
Mrs. Nneka Edeh, a daughter-in-law to late Mrs. Obinwa, said her mother-in-law was a nice person who was loved by all. She also prayed for God to receive her soul in heaven.
Really, she was a nice woman and very hardworking and jovial person. And a lot of people were loved her. My prayers for her that may her soul continue to rest in peace.
Mrs. Juliet Edeh, the second daughter-in-law of late Obinwa Edeh, also affirmed the exceptional qualities of the deceased while praying that she would be able to meet her again on the last day.
Today I meet a great somebody of my life, someone that I cherish so much, a mother, a sister, a friend, a lover, my role model. Today I miss her. I miss her to the extent that I will not see her again. Something happened to me today. But one thing that comforted me about all this, because I know she's in a safer side. She's a child of God. She's a daughter of God. I called her that Jesus because all her life, all I see since I come in contact with her is all about Jesus. So on me, I call her that Jesus because her encouragement, her impact, everything. She's a role model. She's a woman to call mom. In fact, I pray in my next generation, if I can see and meet her again. That should be my highest happiness in life.
Late Mrs. Obinwa Edeh took a glorious exit from this world on the 4th of March 2024, and she survived by 6 children, many grandchildren, in-laws, and relatives.
When you think of online TV and radio, broadcasting, media consultancy, event coverage, event management and planning, there's no better name than Ogama TV. But that's not all. We're also into photo studio and coverage, equipment rental, news blogging, fashion and pageantry. We are at number 5/21 Chime Avenue, beside Open Sheraton Restaurant, New Haven, Enugu. Follow us on our social media handles: Facebook at Ogama TV, Instagram at Ogama TV1, Twitter at Ogama TV, website www.ogamatv.com. You can also send us email at ogamatv@gmail.com. Ogama TV, your one-stop media solution.